HOA Karen listed black man's home for sale online. But he's a real estate lawyer. When the HOA president went too far. When a ruthless HOA president decided to teach a lesson by listing a man's home online, she never imagined her target would be a real estate lawyer ready to fight back. It began like any other Saturday morning. Adrian Layton poured himself a cup of coffee, opened his laptop, and froze. His own house was listed for sale. Not by him. Not by his wife. But by someone else. The photos were unmistakable: the white brick two-story home, neatly trimmed hedges, and the basketball hoop by the garage. Even the headline felt smug: for sale by owner. Motivated seller. He scrolled, disbelief turning into anger. These weren't old photos. His new patio furniture was visible. One picture was even taken through the fence. "Are you kidding me?" he muttered. Upstairs, Cheryl was getting ready. Adrian considered hiding it, but couldn't. "This is my house," he said aloud. "Someone's trying to sell my damn house." Then he saw the name, Colleen Ashford. Everyone in Highland Park Estates knew Colleen. Self-appointed guardian of property values. HOA president for nearly a decade. The kind of woman who sent violation letters if your trash bin stayed out too long. And for reasons Adrian never understood, she had made him one of her favorite targets. It started with letters about uneven hedges. Then a warning about his nephew's truck. Over time, it escalated: early morning photos of his lawn, constant reminders, and the ever-present feeling of being watched. Now, seeing her name attached to this fake home listing, Adrian knew this wasn't harassment anymore. It was personal. And illegal. He called his neighbor, Luis Romero. "Luis, check Facebook Marketplace. Search my address." A pause. Then, "Adrian, your place is listed for sale." "Exactly. And it's not me. Don't tell me it's her." "She didn't even hide it," Adrian said. Luis cursed. "That woman watches your house. More than her own." "I'm documenting everything," Adrian said, taking screenshots. Timestamps, links, all of it. When Cheryl came downstairs, she immediately noticed his expression. "What's wrong?" He turned the laptop toward her. Her eyes widened. "Oh my God, Adrian, that's our house." "She did it," he said quietly. "But she picked the wrong guy to mess with." The power trip. Colleen Ashford's name carried weight in the subdivision, not out of respect, but fear. She treated HOA rules like holy law. And now, she'd crossed a line. That afternoon, Adrian went to the park, where neighbors chatted near the picnic tables. Luis waved him over. "Tell them what you told me." Adrian pulled up the listing. Denise Harper gasped. "That's your house. She really did this?" "She did," Adrian said evenly. "And it's illegal." Tom Delgado, a quiet retiree, shook his head. "She's been out of control for years." Denise added, "She's had it out for you, Adrian. Acts like you don't belong here." Adrian kept his tone calm. "Posting my house for sale, that's fraud. And I intend to handle it legally." Luis asked, "So what now?" "I'm giving her a chance to explain," Adrian said. "But she won't like how this ends." The confrontation. That evening, Adrian walked to Colleen's house. Her yard was perfect, every bush trimmed, every flower symmetrical. When she opened the door, she looked almost smug. "Adrian," she said. "I was wondering when you'd stop by." He held up his phone. "This. You posted this." She didn't flinch. "I did. Maybe now you'll start respecting HOA guidelines. Trucks in driveways, basketball hoops, you ignore every rule. Consider this a wake-up call." He blinked. "A wake-up call?" You've committed fraud, Colleen. Her voice sharpened. I'm protecting the neighborhood. People like you don't care about our standards. Adrian's tone turned icy. People like me? No, Colleen. You mean homeowners you can't control. I'm a real estate lawyer. And what you've done is criminal. For the first time, her confidence faltered. Do what you have to do, she said, slamming the door. Adrian walked home, jaw tight. The game had changed. The fallout. By Sunday morning, the neighborhood buzzed. The listing had circulated, and everyone had an opinion. Adrian wasn't letting the story twist. He called Luis. I'm going back to her place. I want a witness. Minutes later, they stood on her porch, phone recording. Colleen scowled. Bringing backup now? Colleen, Adrian said, explain yourself, on camera. Why did you post my home? Because you refused HOA rules, she snapped. It was symbolic. Luis cut in. Symbolic? You listed his real address. Adrian's voice sharpened. You've committed fraud and harassment. I'm filing a complaint. She sneered. You wouldn't dare. Watch me, Adrian said. You've humiliated my family long enough. Luis added, everyone knows, Colleen. The whole neighborhood's talking. Her face flushed. You think you scare me because you're a lawyer? The board supports me. Adrian leaned closer. Do they? Or are they just afraid of you? He ended the recording and walked away. The smear campaign. By Monday morning, Adrian was in lawyer mode. His dining table was covered in documents, screenshots, timestamps. Then Luis called. She's telling people you threatened her. That you stormed her porch waving your phone. Adrian sighed. She's twisting the story. Making herself the victim. He opened the video file, the truth was all there. Soon, the neighborhood would see exactly who Colleen Ashford really was. The next day, a letter appeared in Adrian's mailbox. No HOA logo, no signature, just intimidation. Aggressive behavior toward HOA president. Cheryl shook her head. She's manufacturing a paper trail. Adrian nodded. Intimidation works better than truth for people like her. That night, Adrian gathered Luis and Denise. She's calling people, spreading lies. But this time, we'll counter with facts. He stayed up late drafting his case, fraudulent misrepresentation, defamation, harassment. Years of quiet patience had turned into strategy. At dawn, Cheryl appeared. Come to bed, she murmured. Almost done, he said. Just one more section. She smiled softly. You always fight for justice. Just don't lose your peace. He looked up. When this is over, that's exactly what we'll have. The HOA meeting. By midweek, the email arrived. A special HOA meeting, to address ongoing conflicts between a homeowner and the board. That evening, the community center was packed. Colleen sat at the front, clipboard in hand, smile rehearsed. As HOA president, she began, I must address behavior threatening our community. Mr. Layton recorded me without consent. Murmurs spread. Adrian stood. If we're going to talk recordings, let's be accurate. I recorded you admitting you listed my home for sale online. I have proof. Gasps. Colleen stammered, it was symbolic. Symbolic? Adrian held up his phone. You posted my address, my photos. That's not symbolism, that's endangerment. Denise called from the back. He's telling the truth. I saw the listing before she deleted it. Luis added, and I was there when she admitted it. Colleen snapped, they're his friends. Then, quiet old Tom stood. Colleen, you've gone too far. This isn't leadership, it's obsession. The room rippled with murmurs. Adrian faced the board. Even if I broke small rules, that doesn't give anyone the right to sell my home. Richard, the board member, tried to calm the crowd. This isn't a courtroom. Adrian nodded. You're right. But that's where this is heading. I'm filing suit tonight. Silence fell. Colleen's eyes hardened. You'll regret this. No, Colleen, he said quietly. You will. The final straw. By the weekend, Colleen went door to door spreading her version of the story. But whispers couldn't erase evidence. That night, police showed up at Adrian's house, another false report. He stayed calm. Everything's fine, officers. At Saturday's HOA potluck, the tension was thick. Colleen, surrounded by her loyalists, spoke loudly. This is what happens when people think they're above the rules. Adrian turned. If you're going to talk about me, say it to my face. The crowd fell silent. Colleen smirked. The community knows who you are. They also know what you did, Adrian said firmly. You listed my home without consent. You called the police with false reports. That's not leadership, that's harassment. Denise stood. He's right. I saw the listing. Enough is enough. A few neighbors nodded. Others looked away. Colleen snapped, you might have your little court case, Adrian, but this neighborhood runs on trust, and you've lost it. Adrian met her gaze. No, Colleen. You have. He turned and walked away as murmurs filled the park. That night, Adrian sat on his porch. Louise joined him. You handled yourself well, Louise said. But she's not done. Adrian nodded. Let her fight. The more she fights, the more truth she exposes. He was right. The war wasn't over, but now, the law was on his side. Because this wasn't about HOA politics anymore. It was about justice.